I put as co-defendants Biden and a few others.
Can I get a quick statement for my show from you?
Okay. Let me give you the address. It's 411 West 4th Street in Santa Ana, Ronald Reagan Federal Building, 9th floor, Judge David O. Carter.
Okay, and that's 411 West what?
4th Street.
Oh, 4th Street, okay. And be there probably at 7:30, probably be best, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I heard the media is going to be showing up, too.
That's what I was told. I talked to William Wagner, who has a TV show, and he said he's going to be there for sure. I did get an email that somebody from Fox is going to be there.
Okay, great.
I don't know about the others.
Well, a lot of my listeners, here's the thing, this is a nationwide story, but the mainstream media is trying to discount it quite a bit, but the internet is really caught on fire with the story, and I've gotten tons of emails telling me I need to go cover this. What could you just give my listeners really quick a synopsis of what's going on for the person who's not familiar with what's happening here?
Okay, well, this is a legal action that I brought on behalf of about 50 plaintiffs, among them Ambassador Alan Keyes, who was a U.S. ambassador to the United Nations Cultural and Economic Commission under Ronald Reagan. There are a number of former vice presidential candidates and a number of state representatives and one state senator from several states, and numerous members of U.S. military from all branches of the military, colonels, lieutenant colonels, captains, majors, and a number of them are in active duty, a number in active reserves, some are in inactive reserves, or in under lifetime recall, and they are stating that they cannot fulfill their duties due to the fact that they don't know if the president and commander-in-chief is legitimate.
And real quick, how do I pronounce your name? You're Orly?
Taitz.
Taitz. Okay, and this is like a multiple party class action lawsuit type of thing.
Yes. And as you know, I have filed a number of legal actions. I have filed an action in Georgia on behalf of Major Cook, asking for a temporary restraining order, and there the military folded. They have revoked his orders to go to Afghanistan. Pretty much they told him, go back home to your wife.
Wow.
They revoked his orders to go to Afghanistan when I have submitted a request, a motion for temporary restraining order, where he was stating that even though he wants to serve the country and go to Afghanistan, he cannot do it in good conscience under orders of Barack Hussein Obama until proof and verification is given to him that Barack Hussein Obama is legitimate.
So you were the attorney behind supporting that soldier that didn't want to go to war because...
I was the one that submitted the pleading.
Oh my gosh, that's you. Wow. That story was big on the internet.
Yeah, I was the one that did the pleading.
Well, thank you so much for your work on behalf of, the truth movement, whatever you want to call it.
Actually, I don't know if you're aware of it, but I have also submitted recently pleadings on behalf of a female flight agent, flight surgeon, Connie Rhodes. I have submitted it in Texas because she was supposed to do pre-deployment training in Texas, and now I resubmitted it in Georgia because after pre-deployment training, she's supposed to be shipped to Iraq on the 12th from Fort Benning, Georgia. And similarly, as in Major Cook's case, I have written the complaint that she cannot go until she knows that the orders are local. Can you hold 1 second?
Sure, no problem. So anyways, guys, we're here with Orly Taitz. She's the attorney based in Mission Viejo, and she's been involved in the Cook case, that soldier in Georgia that basically protested against Obama's legitimacy. Looks like she's working on another case with a flight, some type of pilot in Texas. And tomorrow she's having a historic case where she's bringing, I believe, to the court in Santa Ana that it's a lawsuit, and the media is really trying to discount the whole idea of Obama's legitimacy, and the people of America want to see the proof. And the problem is we just see a lot of right now I'm hearing the Department of Justice has now ordered the judge in this case to dump the birther lawsuit. So you're seeing heavy pressure from the administration to stop this seeking of the truth. Right here, the Justice Department is urging a federal court to toss out a lawsuit, which is, you know, by Taitz. We have her on the other line here, in a motion filed Friday, the U.S. District Court in Santa Ana, California, government lawyers did not directly rebut the conspiracy theory that Taitz, they're calling it a conspiracy. This is from Politico.com, that says that Obama was not born in Hawaii, as he claims, and asserted by Hawaiian officials as well as contemporary newspaper birth notices. Instead, the federal attorneys argued that the suit is inherently flawed because such disputes can't be resolved in court, and because the dozens of plaintiffs can't show they are directly injured by Obama's presence in office. Well, you know, I can't really, I'm not an attorney, but there's plenty of people being damaged by Obama's so uncalled legitimacy. I mean, he's, you know, against the naysayers of, you know, the anti-war left, MoveOn.org, the anti-war leftists. We're seeing Obama raise troop levels to unprecedented levels in Afghanistan. We're seeing him basically thumb his nose at the left. So for all you Democrats and leftists that support Obama, just realize he's not on your side. Hey, Tate, are you there? Okay, we may have lost Tate, but it was great to get her on the phone. And anyways, guys, real quick, I'm just being familiarized with this. I know I've kind of had it in the periphery, but
really
we'll appreciate you taking a couple
on.
minutes just to familiarize us with the. This is probably a watershed type of event tomorrow. A lot of people are looking forward to you submitting this this suit, and there's.
The suit actually was filed a while ago. We already had one hearing in July, and you can actually get the transcripts of this hearing, at which time Judge Carter has stated that he has jurisdiction to hear this case on the merits. He stated in open court, he assured me that the case will be heard on the merits. He told me, Dr. Taitz, I assure you it needs to be, I will stay here till 1 o'clock at night, or I will come here on Saturdays to
wow.
It's a priority hearing. It is extremely important for the U.S. military, and it's important for the country as a whole. And Judge Carter is a former Marine. He cares about the military. He cares about law enforcement. In fact, the U.S. Attorney's Office has stipulated that they will not be asking for any delays in the case. They will not be asking for any time extensions. They have already responded, and Judge Carter has stated in court on July the 13th, this case needs to be heard on the merits. It will not be dismissed on technicality, and if Mr. Obama is eligible, that he can stay in the White House, but if not, he needs to be removed from there. So,
well, we had an article come out in Politico just the other day, I believe, and it's saying the Department of Justice now is putting pressure upon Judge Carter to dump this lawsuit.
Well, and that's why I would ask each and every American citizen to write to Judge Carter. The citizens don't know that they are allowed to write letters to the judge. And as a matter of fact, they are also allowed to file what's called Amicus curiae. Amicus curiae is Latin for friend of the court, and they can write a letter calling themselves friend of the court and give their reasoning. Ask their letter to be filed as a letter of Amicus curiae, letter of the friend of the court, where they can ask the judge to deny the motion of the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Department of Justice. They brought a motion to have the case dismissed on technicality, saying that none of the plaintiffs have standing. And this is a totally ridiculous motion.
So my listeners can actually send a letter to Judge Carter asking him not to dismiss this lawsuit.
Yes, they can write a letter to the judge, and they can also write to the court, and they have to call it Amicus curiae, Amicus A-M-I-C-U-S, curiae, C-U-R-I-A-E. It's a Latin term, and they can ask to have their letters filed in court records, where they, as friend of the court, will be asking the clerk of the court to file the case, and will be asking Judge David O. Carter to deny the motion of the Department of Justice, because this motion is without merit. If one were to assume that members of U.S. military that are risking their lives in Iraq and Afghanistan under the orders of Commander-in-Chief have no standing to question if those are lawful orders, if presidential and vice presidential candidates on the ballot have no standing, if state representatives from different states from all over the nation have no standing, then the whole country has no standing. Then we, de facto, were turned into a country of slaves instead of country of free people that don't serve the president. We don't serve the president. This is not a banana republic. We serve the Constitution and the Republic, and we operate based and within the laws of this republic. And therefore, everybody should write to Judge Carter, Amicus curiae, and also a copy sent to me, a copy to the clerk, and copy to the U.S. Attorney's Office. The two U.S. attorneys on the case are Roger West and David DeJute, G-E-J-U-T-E. They can write to those two U.S. attorneys. They're in Los Angeles Division. And
well, I'll put that information in the sidebar of my video. But so you're encouraged.
Thousands of people should write to Judge Carter, to clerk of the court, to Department of Justice, demanding this motion to be withdrawn, demanding this motion to be denied, and demanding that Judge Carter rule positively on my motion for letters rogatory. I have filed a motion where I am asking the judge to give me expedited discovery, where due to the fact that evidence is disappearing and witnesses are disappearing, and in this situation...
Evidence is disappearing and witnesses are disappearing?
Yes. And
wow.
In this situation, I need expedited discovery to get to the bottom of this, and if I am correct and Mr. Obama is illegitimate for presidency, he needs to be removed from the White House immediately, and the country needs to go to a special election. And people are sometimes shocked when I say that, but I came from Europe. Special elections are nothing special in Europe. They happen all the time, and just recently we had a special election in Georgia, and it was an orderly election. It was done within 1 month. if you recall, when Senator Saxby Chambliss was elected in the runoff special election in Georgia, right after the last election in November. And the same thing will happen. It will be an orderly election, orderly special election in this country if a state of Georgia needed 1 month to do a special election. Maybe being a national election, it will take 2 months. We do have a provision in the 20th Amendment of the Constitution stating that if the president failed to qualify for his position, then the vice president will be only a pro tempore president, only temporary president until a new president is chosen. And we had 2 precedents when 2 senators were removed from office under quo warranto doctrine, meaning there was no proper warrant for their position. One was Senator Shields, and another was Senator Galadian. They were removed from office because they did not qualify based on their citizenship and residency. And the same thing will happen with Obama. He never properly qualified, and I think the nation needs to start preparing for the special election. Probably it will take a month to have a national primary for both parties, and then another month to have a national general election. And that's where we need to go.
Tell me if you have to go at any moment here, but I really, as someone on the fringes of this, it's really disturbed me how the media has tried to, downplay and actually call people birthers. They're actually calling them names. It's just, it really disturbs me the way the administration and the media are handling this. Instead of just going to the facts and the evidence, they're trying to downplay the people that are bringing up this issue.
Yeah, and, they can make up any word they want. The reason I'm so passionate about it is because I was born in the former Soviet Union. I grew up in a communist regime. I'm still used to all these antics. It's nothing new to me. They don't intimidate me. They don't harass me. Been there, done that. I laugh at their actions. They call us birthers. I don't care what they call us. We are patriots of this country, patriots against treason, patriots against massive fraud and corruption in U.S. government. And I will fight until I win. I have now nearly 200 plaintiffs all over the country, high-ranked members of U.S. military going up to Major General. Major General Childress, as a matter of fact, was a plaintiff in Georgia. Together, he added his name to the name of Major Cook, and so did Lieutenant Colonel David L. Grave, just in a show of support. I have a number of members of the military, and I remember in the Soviet Union, the media was pretty much like media in the United States today. They were just attack dogs of the regime. And what I see today, people like Keith Olbermann that goes on the national TV and states that my client, who risked his life for this country, Major Cook, is a jackass.
Wow.
National TV, a jackass who is hiding behind the skirt of his attorney, Orly Taitz, who is a con woman, the worst person in the world ever. Really?
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Keith Olbermann has some serious issues, as well as the rest of the mainstream media. I'm very disturbed with their coverage, and they do seem like a lapdog for the for government, basically.
Yeah, they're just brown shirts of this dictator, of this totalitarian regime that needs to be removed. It's an illegitimate regime. It needs to be removed immediately. It's ruining this country. It's ruining our constitution. It's ruining our economy. They're completely illegitimate. And I can tell you, I remember in Russia when those media thugs attacked prominent scientists and prominent dissidents like academic Sakharov, like writer Solzhenitsyn. They called them names. But at the end of the day, we all know who academic Sakharov is. We know who Solzhenitsyn is. Nobody remembers the names of those brown shirt thugs in Soviet communist sold-out media. Nobody remembers their names. Even I don't remember their names. They just disappeared. They went into oblivion. In the same way, people like Keith Olbermann and Rachel Maddow and David Schuster, Cameron Hall, Kitty Pilgrim, Geraldo Rivera, and others will go into oblivion. And unfortunately, there are even sold-out members of the media who call themselves to be conservatives. Those are not real conservatives. Somebody like Ann Coulter, who is not an attorney, who knows nothing about the law, never took the time to read any of my pleadings, never talked to me, and she goes on the national TV and she calls me a racist. That's based on what?
Wow.
Based on what this woman calls me a racist.
Yeah, she should pick up the phone and call you, just like what I did. But the only way we're getting the real news these days is through the internet. That's the problem.
Exactly. And I hope that they don't get to shut down the internet as they're trying to. As you remember, Mr. Senator Rockefeller has been trying to do so. And I hope they wouldn't be able to shut down the internet.
Well, I have a feeling my listeners are going to spread this video to the point where we're going to get 1 million views on this thing, and we're going to have, thousands of letters pouring into Judge Carter's office to support you. So
I hope that each and every day,
we need your support right now.
And by the way, not only Judge Carter, we have also a case in Texas. It's Judge Javier Ramirez, and the plaintiff is Captain Connie Rose, a flight surgeon. We also have submitted pleadings in Georgia on behalf of Connie Rose, but the judge was not assigned yet, so I don't know who the judge is going to be. And I'm also appealing the case of Major Cook to the, it's going to be, I believe, 11th Circuit Court of Appeals coming from Florida District Court. We had a decision of Judge Richard A. Lazara, who dismissed Major Cook's case for damages, calling it frivolous, and that was an absolutely biased decision. There was absolutely nothing frivolous. After Major Cook brought his case, military folded, showed the whole world that Obama is illegitimate. There was no other reason for them to revoke the orders. Military retaliated against Major Cook and pressured his employer, a small defense contractor, to fire him.
Wow.
He was fired from his $120,000 a year job. We brought a legal action, and the sold-out, corrupt judge, Richard A. Lazara, called his action frivolous and without merit. How dare he? How dare this man call this frivolous without merit? I wonder if he would have been fired from his job for speaking up the truth, exercising his First Amendment right to free speech. Would he think this is frivolous? This actions of Judge Lazaro was an insult to human intelligence, was assault on our Constitution. And I hope that each and every citizen stands up against it.
Well, the power structure is really coming out to try to put down the truth. One last question. For the people on the sidelines that aren't familiar with this, and they may be asking for evidence, is there anything you can basically tell us to prove to us that this is a legitimate lawsuit?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The state, Barack Obama has never provided any evidence showing him to be eligible. All he provided was a computer image of what is called short birth certificate. If you look at it, it has nothing. It's just a piece of garbage. You don't find there the name of the hospital.
A piece of garbage? That's a pretty strong accusation.
Oh, yeah, and it's truly a piece of garbage. Look at it. Look at it, and you tell me, do you see name of the hospital? No. Do you see there the name of the doctor? No. Do you see there any signatures? No. It has absolutely nothing. I provided the court with an affidavit from one of the top forensic document experts, Ms. Sandra Ramsey Lyons, who stated that this computer image cannot be treated as a genuine document, and the original birth certificate on file in Hawaii needs to be unsealed and reviewed by...
Where's the actual document? Where's the birth certificate?
Obama has refused to sign a consent to unseal it. And that's why we went to court and we're stating to the judge, Obama is refusing to sign a consent to unseal it. The Health Department in Hawaii cannot unseal it without his consent. And therefore, we demanding the judge to issue a subpoena for those documents. We also have provided two documents, one from the hospital in Kenya and from a registrar in Kenya showing him to be born in Kenya. We also have provided a declaration of a U.S. citizen who traveled to Kenya and obtained this certified copy from the hospital in Kenya. And he is making a declaration under the penalty of perjury. He can be jailed for committing perjury. And he is saying under the penalty of perjury, I am attesting to the fact that this is a true and correct copy of his birth certificate from a national hospital in Kenya. I apologize. I have to run. I have something.
Okay, take care. Thank you so much for being on, Orly. Have a good day, and good luck tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see you.
Thanks.
Well, there you go, guys. Orly Taitz, she's the gal, the lawyer behind all of these major lawsuits, including the whole so-called birther movement. And we'll see. Hopefully we'll be able to hook up with her and see what's going on tomorrow in Santa Ana.